It's 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. It's about 94 degrees outside right now with 50% humidity. So ideal growing temperature for the grass. I thought I would do like a kind of a nature walk to show you what this row looks like. Give you an idea of what's going on and what's happening. So we are in the southern half of our pasture. This is ground that we haven't covered for 3 months with the cows, right? And we're going to continually move the sheep south, probably in rows that look much like this. Move them every Monday morning and every Thursday afternoon. So that would be Monday noon and Thursday evening, because I'll be out here at noon and evening time. Still committed to twice daily moves and not 3 times daily moves. I'm going to grab a stick so you guys can kind of see how deep stuff is. I don't have any measurements on the stick, but it gives you an idea. And I don't really believe in measurements, especially for something as subjective as grass. So these sticks, I think they're about 4 feet tall. And I'm going to poke it into the ground here. And you can kind of see how far the grass goes down. So it's touching ground right now. So that's what that looks like there. So this is my stick. Okay. This part of the pasture is a lot of this caterpillar grass. This is also called Dallis grass, D-A-L-L-I-S. And it's about almost to my armpits, the seed heads. Dallis grass is a good grass. It's not a bad grass. There's also a bunch of Bermuda grass. This is what you're looking at here. This is all Bermuda grass. Bermuda grass is typically what people use in their lawns here in this climate zone. The reason why is it gets too hot for the fescue to survive. And the ryegrass also dies out. If the fescue could survive the heat, then we could probably have fescue year round, but it just is too hot, right? Now the Bermuda grass is well adapted to this heat, and as you can see the way it grows, it does grow up, but typically if there's bare ground, it'll grow out first, right? So this area is saturated with Bermuda grass, so it's growing up, okay? So let's continue towards the west here, the setting sun. Oh, here's some goatweed. And there's some more goatweed. As I've said many times before, I am not concerned about the goatweed even a little bit. Yes, the cows don't eat it, but in this climate, it gets cold enough in winter that the goatweed dies. So I am not concerned about it at all. This stuff I think is a false oat, if I remember right. It's kind of it looks like oat, but it's not. Okay, we have some trees over here. This is the northern edge of that little copse of trees, tree woods. Now this grass, I'm not sure what this is. I suspect it's Dallis grass, but I'm just basing that on the color of the leaves. It could be something else entirely. So the sheep like to hang out. They like to catch some shade. Now we're in the sun. This isn't vervain. There's something hard. Oh, that's just an old patty. More goatweed. The goatweed here is like 2 feet tall. I'll stick down the thing to kind of show you that it's halfway up that stick. This is a weed that I identified. There's a bunch of it around here in the woods, especially as you go south. So we're going to see a bunch more of this stuff. But I identified it, I looked at it, and it said, it'll go away. You don't have to do anything about it. It's not toxic to the cows. Looks like the sheep are leaving it alone. You'll see these red seed heads, and these are what I believe is some form of dock, D-O-C-K, dock. The grass is still very thick here. Let me just kind of show you how thick it is. At least 2 feet thick. Okay, now that I'm out of the shade, the temperature really isn't that different. Again, some more Dallis grass with Bermuda grass in between. So, lots more goatweed here. I'll try to keep the camera pointing away from the sun, so I'll walk in a zigzag. So we're about halfway down. So we're kind of in that middle third that last year didn't do so well. Here's some more of that Texas vervain, I think. So when I walk in a zigzag so the sun isn't in the picture. I tried to clean the lens off, but there's some grease or something left, so it makes a streak. I don't know what this is, but I see it everywhere. The grass is a lot thinner here. It's not all Bermuda grass. It's some other things in there. There's still some bunches of Dallas grass that I'm seeing. Like this is probably Dallas grass here. Or something, I don't know what exactly. It's hard to identify just by looking at the grass leaf. I need a seed head to really identify. Somebody's missing their lamb. All right, we're at the north end of the road now. I'm gonna look back and show you something that I think is pretty cool. Oh, one of them did cross the wire. He crossed the wire this morning. I think it's the same one. Eventually he'll get thirsty. He has the pond water he can drink. He'll probably be just fine. This is milkweed. The sheep love it for some reason. They just strip it bare. So milkweed doesn't stand a chance in my pasture. The sheep are going to destroy it. Here's some more milkweed. Milkweed. Milkweed, and this explains why my wife has allergies right now. The milkweed is blooming, which causes people to get allergies. So, again, I'm walking a zigzag. I'm not walking straight west. I think this is called witch grass. I think I identified that as witch grass. So, looks like a witch's broom. Or that false oat. Okay, so I'm probably in the worst part of this row right now. Let me just kind of show you what I mean. There's hardly anything down here in spots. And then there's bunches of Dallas grass. You can see here there is Bermuda grass, but just not a lot. And it's not really doing that well. Tons of goatweed, milkweed, leftover spring grass, all that brown stuff. So I think the spring grass just did better in this part and kind of shut the summer grass down a little bit. Not too concerned about that either. I didn't plant this stuff. I'm just growing it, you know, and I'm not gonna run under the assumption that I can control what seeds are in the seed bank. Okay, it's starting to get thicker again. Mostly Dallas grass, or not Dallas grass, Bermuda grass. Let me show you what that looks like. About 1.5 feet, a foot. All right, let's keep going. I'll head towards the water. You guys can see the water and the salt and stuff. Excuse me. It's dry. It's raining on my forehead. It's just sweat. You know, despite the fact that it's like 92, 94, something like that, I'm standing in the sun. It really doesn't feel that bad. There's hardly any clouds in the sky. And, you know, there's a gentle breeze from the south-southeast. So I really can't complain. It's just warm. You know, people pay money to sit in a room this temperature. So there's nothing to complain about. Here's the water. I cleaned out the water trough the last time I moved it. I just dumped out most of the water and then used a toilet brush that I bought brand new, so it's not a previously used toilet brush, and just scrubbed it. The algae is perfectly harmless. It looks disgusting. It won't hurt anything, but I do like to clean it out just for, you know, the aesthetic of it all. I wonder if the algae actually, algae, I don't know what, puts oxygen in the water. I wonder if it actually makes the water healthier. But that is tap water from the city, or rather the county. There's my salt block. Where did the protein block go? Did they already eat it? There it is. Here's the protein block. You can see it started off 33 pounds. It's probably closer to 20 pounds now. You know, they've just been eating the corners away. So that is the row. And, oh, here's that bush. Remember all the grasshoppers were on that honey locust. Bunch of goatweed here along the edge. Some other plants. So the southern half of my field, the western third of the southern half, wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst. The middle third was the worst. They completely destroyed this grass here. There was some green grass from the hay that was rolled out here, or just, I think it was just 2 bales of hay put on the ground next to each other, one after the other, and they just destroyed that. They left the dock alone. They didn't want the dock, but they stripped this plant bare, Johnson grass. That's what it was. There's some other things in there too. This is some younger dock. They decided they liked the leaves, I guess. So, yeah. All right, let's walk back, make the video even longer. Oops, something got, oh, there's a duck. The ducks are out here. I think they're eating grasshoppers and some other things. So, they really like grasshoppers. There's plenty of them. Again, I'm not concerned about grasshoppers. My opinion on grasshoppers is similar to my opinion on goatweed. Nature has a purpose. Nature isn't, it's not the Garden of Eden here, but you know, these things, they have a purpose. And it's up to me to figure out what that purpose is and to use it rather than just trying to kill things. So, I think it's kind of silly to think that you can start from a blank slate with your soil. There's always going to be something in there. And those things, you either fight it and try to kill it, or you work with it and try to use it. Right? So I'm of a mindset, try to use it. What are grasshoppers doing? They're eating dead grass. They're eating dead plants. And they're pooping it out. They're providing food for birds and ducks. So I have no complaints with the grasshoppers. You know, it's like if you found a guy walking around town just covered in maggots, right? You'd say he was dead, right? He's dead or he's dying, right? Because maggots don't eat healthy tissue. They can't. Same thing with bugs. They can't eat healthy plants. The plants, they have defenses put in to protect themselves from these bugs. And so the reason why you got bugs is because your plants aren't healthy. They're sick and dying. And the reason why they're sick and dying, well, maybe it's just changing the seasons. Maybe the plant worked itself out of its little ecosystem. Oop, there goes my hat. I need a string on this thing. Maybe your soil is still very sick and the plants are trying to restore health to the soil. And you got to let the natural processes work themselves out. You know, there could be all kinds of reasons why you got insects, or disease too, disease as well. Healthy people don't get sick. That's kind of the definition of being healthy. You know, if your immune system is working properly, you're healthy, you're eating good foods, you're not, you know, drinking your poop and pee, which is the source of the majority of the world's diseases, is fecal contamination. If you're doing all those things and somebody sneezes, you're gonna be just fine. You know, even if you do get sick, it's gonna be temporary and short. I'm gonna try to urge this guy to cross the wire. Yeah, go for it, go for it. Yep, yep, there you go. Yeah, they'd rather be together. So they're scared of that wire, but they can easily jump it. Even if I had an upper wire, it wouldn't make a difference. Cows, on the other hand, they don't see the lower wire. I'm surprised they're obeying the wire at all. So here's a spot that was cleared out by ants. I kind of researched ants early on. I'm like, oh, fire ants are bad. They're just fine. The little tiny red ants are the ones that really bother me. The reason why is you don't know you're bitten until you come home and then your body's covered in little welts and sores. You know, fire ants, they let you know right away that they're biting you. You will know when a fire ant bit you, and you will react in a positive way. So don't stand on fire ant nests. But the fire ants themselves, what are they doing? They're digging holes in the ground. That's good. That brings air, it brings moisture, and then they're taking plants and they're bringing it downstairs. Well, that's bringing nutrition to the soil, isn't it? That's exactly what I want to happen. So the insects that, you know, you think are a problem are actually helping a ton. Where's my Red Bull? Where'd he go? Where's the other bowl? Did you eat my other bowl? Oh, I think I see him now. He's playing hide and seek from me. You can see how deep this grass is. Yeah, he just disappeared there. He built a little house for himself. You know? Yeah, this grass is well past my waist, up to my armpits. So, this Dallas grass, good stuff. I like it. Bermuda grass is good stuff too. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the different types of grasses grow and different plants and stuff. Guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.